Welcome, everyone, to the Trust Issues podcast. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, where we're talking about post-COVID scams, scams that manipulated the circumstances during the shutdown and are flourishing today. I cover a lot of these scams in my new book, Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Steps to Outsmart Today's Most Dangerous Post-COVID Scams. We're talking about real stories, real people, and real losses, so you can learn the patterns and beat the con artists at their own game.
I received a text stating that someone attempted to withdraw $1,500 from the ATM. Was that you? And of course I replied no.
Text scams. They're fast, they're personal, and they're growing at a rate we've never seen before. Today, we'll break down why text scams are soaring, how scammers pull them off, the tactics they rely on that play on your fears and emotion, and the warning signs that can keep you and the people you care about safe. That's today on Trust Issues. You're legally responsible for this. You cash the check.
Is that what you normally do with a customer? You curse at them and belittle them? You're here to solicit new business. You're here to get money from our people. How does it feel to be held accountable for this after you've taken all of this money?
You're not insured to remove trees.
We just want to talk.
This is Trust Issues with Dale Cardwell. The average American is now bombarded with scam attempts across email, phone calls, social media, you name it. But text messages have become the favorite for scammers. Why? Because unlike email or robocalls, we actually read our texts. You might ignore a spam email, but a text message, you check it instantly. In the past few years, losses from text-based scams have skyrocketed. Texts now outperform email as the most successful delivery method for impersonation scams. And criminals are using new tools, including AI, to make messages more convincing, faster to produce, and harder to trace. But beyond the numbers, the psychology is what matters. Your phone is intimate. When something pops up on that locked screen, a delivery, a bank alert, a security warning, your instinct is to react immediately. Scammers count on that instant emotion. They create messages designed to bypass your logical mind and hit your panic button instead. And once they get you to click, well, they've won half the battle. Messages like, your package is delayed, verify your address, unusual activity detected, click to secure your account, your toll fee is overdue, pay to avoid penalties, quick, urgent, dangerous. It's the exact kind of message Cathy Sanders received on a Saturday while she was watching TV. Take a listen.
I received a text stating that someone attempted to withdraw $1,500 from the ATM. Was that you? And of course I replied no.
Then her phone rang. The caller ID read Wells Fargo.
This person said they were Jared and they were with the fraud department with Wells Fargo. He said, well, they were Zelle transactions, but we can stop those.
But what the caller directed her to do next just didn't sound right.
He says, I want you to go up, don't mention anything to the branch manager. I want you to draw out all of your savings.
That's when Cathy hung up the phone and headed to her bank.
We were explaining the situation to the branch manager. She said, did you give him your PIN? And I said, I did not. The only thing I gave him was my email address.
But it appears that's all the information the caller needed to send $3,500 via Zelle from her bank account to people she did not know.
If they had access to her email, they could have logged into her bank, did two-factor, approved it through the email, then submitted the Zelle payment through those steps.
Wow, that's scary. Joining us now is our senior producer, Marnie Zambri. Hi, Marnie.
Hi, Dale.
Who has worked tirelessly over the long years to help me expose scammers and recover funds for consumers. Marnie, tell us a little bit about Cathy.
Well, Cathy is kind of what you would describe as the perfect target. She's an empty nester. She is a retiree. She's on a fixed income. And what that means is that if somebody texts you and says, hey, did you withdraw this amount of money? She's going to be watching her bank account, and she's watching it closely. And then when they call her and it says that it's her bank, you would have to really be in the know about scams to not believe that they aren't who they say they are.
So many people feel bad about it, Marnie. They feel like they're duped and they're not smart. But that's not the case. It's just you're unprepared. So let's break down the anatomy of a text scam, because the more you understand the playbook, the harder it is for criminals to fool you. Most text scams follow 5 steps.
The first one is what we saw with Cathy, and that is that they're spoofing, they're stealing or hijacking a number, a caller ID from someone that you trust, be it your bank, a well-known delivery service, be it a government agency, even a business that you trust.
Yeah, that's called spoofing. Some spoofing is so sophisticated, Marnie, that the fake message appears in the same text thread as legitimate message from your bank.
Yeah, it's really all there to trick you.
Yeah, creating urgency, that is the emotional hook. They want you to feel, hey, panic, fear, pressure, and curiosity. Anything that short circuits your judgment. So, Marnie, why don't you explain delivering the click?
Okay, so I had to look this up actually and see what that is. And that means that they will deliver a link that you're supposed to click on. Or they say, here, punch in a verification phone. Give us your phone number so that we can give you instructions for how to reply. But here's the deal with that. Once you engage and you're inside the scammer's ecosystem, you're pretty much caught at that point.
It's too late to turn back. Number 4, stealing your data or money on the fake site. You're asked to provide credit card info, login credentials, social security numbers, 2-factor authentication codes, or you're pushed to make a small payment, just $1 to verify, right?
Yeah.
Well, that dollar, Marty, becomes hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
And then once they have that info, they just move fast. They don't take any time. They're draining accounts. They're opening credit lines. They're taking over your phone number. They're accessing your email. And then they're going to sell your data to other criminals.
Yeah, this is why clicking a single link can unravel your financial security faster than you realize. So let's take a listen to what happened next with Cathy. But first, we'll begin with the Better Business Bureau's Brian Oglesby. He's an expert on consumer fraud and the trends in texting schemes.
If you've been frauded, then you have recourses to recoup those money. But if you knowingly sent money to someone in a transaction and they just took advantage of you in that transaction, that's a scam, and it's harder to recover those monies.
Cathy's bank opened up a fraud investigation, but the bank initially determined that she authorized all 4 payments.
They sent me numerous pages of IP addresses, which was 95% Powder Springs, but the one on the date that this happened was from New York, New Jersey.
Consumer protection agencies are more likely to believe Cathy and the millions of other consumers who have lost more than, get this, $870 million to cyber criminals since Zelle launched more than 7 years ago. But Marnie, we're not getting on a soapbox against Zelle. This has happened across the board to bunches of digital platforms.
We're talking Cash App, we're talking PayPal, Venmo, and others have all been hacked by scammers. It's really no safe place to go.
This is the psychological manipulation these scammers rely on. Fear, urgency, and a manufactured sense of authority. So how can you spot a scam before it hooks you? Marnie, let's tell all of our listeners what the biggest red flags are.
Okay, so the biggest thing is you get a text and it's an unexpected reward or it's an unexpected problem. Your account is locked. Your package is delayed. You've won a prize. And if it comes out of nowhere, it's likely to be a scam.
Red flag number 2, shortened links. If a text uses a link that looks like this, tiny URL, bit.ly, rebrand.ly, t.co. Stop, slow down, do not click on it.
Another red flag is when they ask for requests for personal information. No legit business is going to ask you for your social security number. They're not going to ask you for your bank account. They're not going to ask you for your mother's maiden name over the phone.
Red flag number 4, requests for payment by gift card, wire, or crypto. This is a huge red flag. No real business uses these methods for emergencies.
The next one is the common one is if something's misspelled. If they send you a text and they're misspelling the United States of America, or if they are misspelling corporate, that's a huge red flag.
So Marnie and I have dug very deep into why this happens, and a lot of these scammers live overseas. English is not their first language, and they're so proficient at getting people's money that they don't care that they're making spelling mistakes. That's how lucrative this is.
They don't care about spelling because of the times that they're texting you. They're texting you in the late night. So your head's not thinking as clearly at late night. They're texting you early in the morning. They're hoping if there is a spelling mistake, you're not going to see it. You're not going to notice it.
Yeah, your guard is down.
Yeah.
Red flag number 7, verification codes you didn't request. This one trips up millions of people. If you receive a code you didn't trigger, someone is trying to break into your account. Let's listen to how Cathy's bank, Wells Fargo, responded when our team started asking questions. After TrustDALE contacted Wells Fargo on Cathy's behalf, the bank reviewed her case. Wells Fargo wrote, "We are committed to protecting our customers and stopping criminals from engaging in fraudulent activity. While we cannot provide details on this case to protect our security procedures, we can share that we reached this resolution following a thorough investigation and after reviewing additional information." Within a week, Wells Fargo put the money back into Cathy's account.
Be careful with the mega banks. Be careful with Zelle.
Great advice, Cathy. And here's some advice from me. Don't click unexpected links, ever. Number 2, go directly to the source. If a bank or a delivery service needs you, open the official app. Talk to family members, especially seniors. Scammers target isolation. And number 4, freeze your credit. It's free and it blocks unauthorized accounts.
And one extra tip, slow down. Scammers hate calm and thoughtful victims.
Let's face it, everyone has some trust issues. We've all been burned. My mission is to help you identify, avoid, and outsmart today's most dangerous scams. I do that in my book, Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Simple Steps to Outsmart Today's Most Dangerous Post-COVID Scams. Consider it your essential guide to navigating today's marketplace safely and successfully. You can find it on Amazon.
And if you're in the local market here in Atlanta, you'll just go to TrustDALE.com. There you can find the book and you will find companies Dale has handpicked and vetted.
In our next episode of Trust Issues, we'll tackle another post-COVID scam, romance scams. They'll break your heart and destroy your financial security. Until then, remember, don't get scammed, get smart. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Marnie Zambri.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of Trust Issues, make sure to like, follow, and share the podcast so more people in our community can stay one step ahead of scammers. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.